So discipline isn't working for you. That hard, sheer willpower, like the David Goggins of the world, of just pushing through, just isn't working for you. Well, it didn't work for me either. And there actually is a very simple solution to fixing it. Okay, so you're probably stuck in your business life, maybe your personal life with exercise. I personally had a little bit more success with exercise. Maybe it was genetic, I'm not sure. But specifically in the business life, I couldn't succeed and I couldn't win no matter what I really did. This is what I would do. I'll explain it to you shortly in a quick manner, and then I'll get to my solution of what I did. And I'll tell you how you can implement it into your life. So I would start off by getting really excited. I'll be really excited, really motivated, as you probably have been in the past with starting a new business, wanting to create something, that pure masculine urge. It's a real good urge. And then 2-3 weeks in, no matter how, the timeline might be different, but at some point you lose that motivation, that momentum just stops and you just become neutral. You just don't really have that motivation anymore. And what that is replaced by is the discomfort and the sheer willpower that you have to rely on to get to your goal. And that really stings and it really pains every single time it happens, and it just takes away at you one bit at a time. Every single time you go around this cycle, it really goes at your self-confidence, and it did for me, and it was just brutal. So what I did really was I implemented some things that I learned over the years, right? And I'm going to condense it and give it to you in a way that you can actually implement very quickly to get the success that you desire. So you have to understand, and this is the first major mindset shift, is that it's actually done through effortlessness, right? The way to win is actually to relax, okay? You can never really get anything done if you're all tensed up and you're all, you just want to get it through force, right? That's an ancient idea in your mind, or a habit that was learned over millions of years. But as we grow more conscious and more aware of ourselves, the actual way to let yourself flow and to get into that flow state and to really just coast towards your goal is through relaxing. And so these guys like David Goggins and these guys who have extreme willpower, they're outliers. That idea, I believe, and I'll tell you why, that idea is actually not going to get you to your success. So the way that I succeeded, the way that I stopped with these 3-week cycles or these 3-month cycles, whatever the cycle was with exercise or a business, for example, is to actually become more conscious of yourself, right? To become more aware of yourself. That is the first step. If you have high self-awareness and you have an average IQ, you can even be below average IQ, but really it's all just about awareness. If you've got a high enough awareness, you wouldn't even need the rest of this video. Awareness is the key to your success, because once you become aware enough, you can look at yourself from a third person perspective, understand what you feel and what you think, and say, hang on, this isn't getting me closer to success, and improve it. That's simple. And with AI now, it's getting really easy. But I'm not here to rant about AI or too much about awareness. But the key really is to become aware. And you probably don't understand what I'm talking about. It doesn't make sense to you, and that's okay. Because really, awareness just takes time. It takes practice. And you're probably going to get really annoyed with what I'm about to say, but it really just takes meditation. I was going to say discipline again. It takes motivation. Meditation. It takes meditation, okay, guys? It takes meditation. So meditation really is the answer to your issues. And then journaling on the side. So I'm probably going a bit fast, so I'm going to slow down a bit and just explain a little bit more about meditation. So meditation, and you've probably heard 1,000 times, and if you have, and if you're sick of hearing it, I commend you for just sticking through and just understanding this. Meditation is about becoming more self-aware, separating yourself from the thoughts. Now, I know you've heard this 1,000 times. I'm not going to say that again, but really being able to, and that skill will bring you success of just having your thoughts here and your feelings here and your emotions here, and then your conscious self that can look down on it and just view the thoughts, the emotions, and the feelings. This is what will bring you success. Self-awareness means that you will be successful inevitably, right? All you have to do is have a goal and self-awareness. That's it, okay? So you need to become self-aware. Now, this is easier said than done, okay? But there are lots of tips and lots of advice. I'm not going to go too much into detail because there are more things that you must do. But if you have a high enough self-awareness, you wouldn't need the rest of it. But I didn't even have a high enough self-awareness. I actually needed to implement the rest of the steps that I will tell you in this video to achieve that effortless success. So the second thing that you have to do after you gain self-awareness, and I'm going to let you do that in your own time and research and find, because I really don't have all the answers, the best methods of finding self-awareness, and that's the brutal honesty. But self-awareness is the key. So the next step is conquering the beliefs. So if you attain the level of self-awareness where you can see your beliefs, your deep beliefs, you can begin to write them down and start conquering them with new beliefs, okay? So if you have a goal, you have that reference point, right? You have that thing you're driving towards, you will understand if you have the goal, you probably understand the different beliefs of the person that you need to become to achieve those goals, to achieve the goal. And that sounds pretty complicated, but it's really simple. You have a goal, right? You have the beliefs and the person it takes to achieve that goal, and those are the beliefs. That's all you need. So once you figure out the key beliefs that are holding you back and the key beliefs that are stopping you from achieving that goal through self-awareness, you'll be able to achieve what you want by changing the beliefs, right? So all you have to do, my computer keeps going into sleep mode. I've got some notes here. So what you have to do really is analyze the beliefs that you have, make new beliefs that replace them, and even like using AI is something that I recommend. Like for me to not mention AI in this video would just be stupid, because I used AI a lot to analyze my beliefs, to see what beliefs I really needed and see where they were coming from. Just help out with my overall awareness of myself, and just gives another perspective if you're not as smart as, because you're definitely not as smart as AI. So sorry, the video cut off. I'm running low on storage. But as I was saying, use AI, okay? I'm going to get quickly on to the next point, because we've got to talk about auto-suggestion. So auto-suggestion comes from Think and Grow Rich. It's a great book. I highly suggest you read it. But in terms of auto-suggestion, giving yourself that the feedback over and over again, twice a day. So what I recommend is once in the morning, once at nighttime, you're going to read out the beliefs that you're implementing now, and that's going to give you that feedback of that action, and that's really going to solidify your new subconscious mind. Now, when you have that new subconscious values and beliefs, you'll be coasting towards success. You won't have to charge against yourself when you're not optimized for success. So reinforce those beliefs twice a day, once as you wake up, once right before you go to sleep. Read it on your phone, or have a piece of paper that has all the beliefs, and just really feel that emotion. Now, the next and most important thing really is just action, right? A good thing to do is also to visualize, right? Visualize what action you would take with those beliefs. How would you act, right? Visualize that belief and say, what would I do in this situation if I believed this? And then do it. That's all you got to do. And you should see some quick results towards your new life, and that's all I got to really say. So if you achieve the success that you do, then that's it. That's all you got to do. So that's all I got for this video today. Really just focus on relaxing, finding the beliefs, changing the beliefs, and let your body operate like a machine. That's all I got. Have a nice day.